Well, now it really feels like we're on the approach to Ausangate. Well, now it begins. Base camp is getting set up, and we're getting all our gear out and ready to move on up to high camp as soon as we have lunch. But we're going to have some help from these guys hauling up winter camping equipment, climbing equipment, and the rest of the gang will stay down here at base camp until we get down from the summit. Lunch is sounding pretty good though. Well, we're making our push up to high camp. We've got the horses loaded up to take us as far as they can, and then we'll sling on our own backpacks, leave the horses, and the boys will help us carry the rest of our loads up. It's going to be a cold setup. This side of the mountain is already in the shade. It'll be a chilly night tonight. Well, at the end of this moraine valley is where we load up the two-legged horses and leave our four-legged friends behind to enjoy the great grasslands here that seem to be otherwise untouched, and continue upward to our advanced camp. Alright, this is where we say farewell to our portage help. These guys hauled up a bunch of extra stuff for us. We're at 5,100 meters. This beautiful alpenglow going on over here. These guys heading back down to base camp for a nice hot dinner and thicker air. I think I got plenty more energy, it looks like. So are we setting camp here? We're going to talk about if we're camping here or if we're moving on. So we did opt for camp right here where all our stuff was dropped. Rob and I are getting the tent squared away. Dave's over there in the kitchen. The wind is blowing. It's going to get real cold real fast, so we're getting camped together. Beautiful ice fall down there. More stuff in the morning. We'll see you then. Good night. Well, good morning, friends. Just out for the morning shopping to get some snow, because there's no flowing water up here, so we got to melt it down so we have drinkable water. We've been up before sunrise, scouted out some of the route up over the moraine that way. We'll check more of that out later. But first, deliver the goods to the chef and some hot oats.
Oats. Yes, it would be.
Well, friends, after some amazing days of trekking in the Andes and climbing up here, at 10 to 1 today we have the sad news at 5,500 meters that we're calling the climb. There's a few reasons contributing to that. First, Rob is going to point out the route ahead and why we're not really liking what we're seeing. Go ahead, Rob.
So from this point, we would head up over this shelf here onto the glacier up top, move across, and there's this one snow route up the head wall, which is this rock band that we see in front. There's no other connected snow. From there, we'd move up and across to the cornice, where you can see the notch, over onto the backside of the ridge and up to the top. From what we can tell, everything on the ridge is fine, but we've been looking at this head wall for days, and while the top part of the head wall looks like it's a decent angle, this central part where the snow looks really sparse also looks very steep, and we're worried about running into some mixed climbing there, and also about how we'd be setting up belays on that steep of a slope.
Yeah, and our physical condition is not helping us a lot either, eh, Dave? How you feeling?
Well, we dumped our equipment down at the high camp, which was 5,400, and then we walked up without the equipment up here to 5,500, and that pretty much took it out of me, and feeling like I might have 8 hours to recoup, but sleeping at altitude, it's probably not likely I'm going to recuperate to be 100%, which is really needed on something like this. And you know, at some point you just got to do it. Got to call it. Respect the mountains.
Yeah.
Their beauty is incredible. I'm just grateful we made it up here.
Yeah. Well, the view is certainly incredible here. We're not abashed by that, so we're keeping it safe. We're calling it from here. We'll see how far we make it down tonight. We'll probably make it back down to the base camp, but we'll check in. Well, since we can't get a hold of our team on the radio to come help us get out of the mountains, we are each with backpack and green duffel of climbing gear and winter camping gear and food and stove and protection and ropes and all those sorts of things that you need when climbing a mountain. But so now we just gotta make our way down to the right side of this valley, over to that massive lodge thingy, and then down to the sunny valley, which won't be sunny by the time we get there, but it'll be nice when we do. Ooh. Well, we made it back to base camp last night under the dwindling light with all our stuff. Got a good dinner and a good rest. Well, Rob said he didn't sleep very well, but he's working that out. But working our way here out of the Papacancha Valley, continuing on. Well, friends, there you have it. We're on the last leg, heading back down into Papacancha. We've now completely circumnavigated Ausangate. Had a good look at it from all sides. Had a good look at it up really close, like 5,500 meters up close on it. So it just means another opportunity to come back to Peru and try it again. But until then, more adventures await, and the hot springs in Papacancha. Ciao.